Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Ruto flee from this country to France to go and address the European Union Parliament. And in his address, now we have to be sincere, the only thing we saw people sharing on social media and even in the mainstream media was the standing ovation, the act of standing ovation. That is what was shared. So I look at that and his speech and I wondered, is that the main thing they went for in France? Remember, William Samoei Ruto did not go alone. When he flies out of the country, he normally fly with a team of people. And these individuals are not alone. They normally go with their group also. So in that event, I saw Musalia Mudavadi, I saw Kipchumba Murkomen, Aaron Cheriot, Kimani Chungwa, and others. So this is a group that Kenyan government paid for their accommodation, their flight, and they also get their allowances to go to France. And the big discussion we are having after that event is William Ruto receiving the standing ovation. Look at that. How cheap are we? First of all, just watch this short video. Then we will go deeper into this discussion to understand what are we looking for in all of this travel that Ruto is going out. What do we look for in William Ruto leadership? Is it standing ovation or something more than that?
Let us be guided by a deep commitment to ensuring a prosperous, equitable, and sustainable world for those who will follow our footsteps. I thank you.
Now, as we continue with this panel discussion, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, we must tell Kenya the truth, and we have to tell Africa the truth. The world has changed. So many things are happening. People have moved on from some issues to other main things. So when Africa is looking for standing ovation, what we should know is that European or Europe and elsewhere, they focus on the work, achievement, the target, not speeches and the clubs. Mambo ya speech na clubs wameachia Africa leaders. So you're going to address, they will clap for you. You're going to address them, there will be a standing ovation. When Africa leaders are looking for the best speech ever to give, the other leaders elsewhere in Europe and Asia, they are looking for achieving their target. They are working. So they focus on work when we are working on speeches. So Ruto can have the best writer of the speech. and they can have the best speech. And this is not new to Kenyans. And at the end of the day, it is standing ovation. It is claps. We focus on speech, to embrace people through the speech. But we don't focus on work. I'm saying so because that's how this Kenya Kwanza leadership is working. That's how they operate. And the same thing here in Kenya. Because yes, he went to address the issue of climate crisis. The other time he went for a such meeting on climate. And when he came back, he suggested that we should have logging in Kenya. Uhuru had stopped logging. But Ruto said that we have so many trees, so logging should be allowed, and there are changes they did to allow people to start deforestation. Then how? Gachagua told us that they want to start the shamba system at one point. That means people will go back to the forest to start digging. And with that, you are interfering with the ecosystem. So, how are you addressing this one when in the real action, what you are doing is opposite? You are telling people to plant trees, you are planting, but what are you doing in the forest? Here in Kakamega, there was a video I shared where now the war is erupting between the residents and some individuals from Rift Valley who want to start logging of that forest. Watu kutoka Rift Valley, Kalenjins, are coming to Kakamega forest to start cutting down trees because Ruto gave such kind of a decision. And now is an act. Unaongea mambo ya climate change na huku unaambia watu wakate forest. Then we are talking about 100 acres in Kakamega forest that they were adopted by the first lady. What is happening now? Logging. Sasa hiyo ndio ilikuwa nini? That's why I'm saying that in Africa, we focus on speech and clubs. But elsewhere, they focus on work. They focus on results. Mambo ya speech imebaki ni ya Africa. And that is what Ruto was focusing on, to go and give one of the best speech. Na hapa Kenya tumemzoea. Kama huko nje watu hawajajua Ruto, wamjue kuanzia leo. Huku Ruto is good in speech. He is the best orator. But he is a liar. The world should know. Even in that parliament, I am sure Ruto was just lying. Because lying is part of William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza DNA. That's why people are saying that Ruto is a liar all the time, and all the time Ruto is a liar.
Ruto lies all the time, and all the time Ruto lies. For that is his nature. Chidwe.
So what we are questioning here is what has William Ruto and his team brought back to this country, apart from the standing ovation. What have they brought? They have spent the taxpayers' money to fly out of the country. I've seen Mudavadi, like I said. Kipchumba was there. Aaron Cheriot, Kimani Ichung'wah. What have you brought back to this country? Tangible results that reflect the expenditure you have spent on that journey. Apart from the European people standing and clapping for you, what benefit have you brought to this country? These claps are not enough. Hatuwezi kula makofi. Watu kusimama tu kuonyesha uliongea vizuri, hiyo haiwezi saidia chochote. Hakuna msaada hapo. But what results are you bringing home apart from the best speech and the claps? And how much have you spent on this event? Because you are not facilitated by the European Parliament. This was taxpayers' money here that was spent on this journey. So this is what Kenya, it is high time we stop glorifying these people and celebrating their best speech. It is not time for Africa to celebrate the best speeches. It is time for Africa to demand for result. And therefore, what we are asking on this punchline, it is result. We are not going to be embraced by the speeches. We will not be embraced by the standing ovation. We will not be embraced by William Ruto convincing tactics. What we want to be impressed with is the results. We want to see the work. What have we benefited as a country? What value have you brought back home? And this money is going in whose pocket? If there is something, then this parliament want to fund. Is it going to be reflected on the ground? Can we see results? Can we see value for our taxpayers' money? Or is all about speeches and the clubs? We are not going to celebrate speech. We only need to celebrate results. Elsewhere, they are not celebrating speeches. But we in Africa, we are sick to celebrate speech. It is good we celebrate good work. Hata ni heri tukuwe na president mwenye ni kigugumizi, mwenye hata ni kipofu, mwenye hata haongei, lakini mwenye anafanya kazi. Hapa ndio Kenya tumefika. We better have a deaf and dumb president, but a man or a woman who can work for the people, and we see the results. We are only demanding for result, but nothing else. That is my reaction to that video. I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much and see you in our next video.